Black Studies is a relatively new academic field. It spans across disciplines, encompassing the social sciences such as history, sociology, psychology, and political science, as well as the humanities, including music, art, literature, and religious studies. The discipline is generally rooted in a radical movement for fundamental education reform. No matter what one may call it, the discipline of Black Studies is a direct challenge to the European-centered framework and its justification of the subjugation, enslavement, and colonization of African people and their descendants throughout the world.
I think African American studies as a discipline is really important, especially right now, this cultural moment. We see a lot of people taking into consideration the African American story, what it means to be a descendant of Africans in America and identify as a Black person. And it's a really important lens through which we can look at history and get a different story than we typically get in elementary school, middle school, those sorts of things.
I'm Professor Ruth Wilson. I am Chair of African American Studies here at San Jose State. We expect our majors and minors to join the leaders of our city, our state, our nation, and our global community. So we provide them with an in-depth understanding of the contributions of African Americans to the development of the United States. And that is a history, a list of accomplishments that most Americans are not aware of. And when our students take our courses and learn what they don't know about the African American contribution, they're better positioned to even know what they can achieve in this country. You should feel that you have a body of knowledge that 90% of Americans at least have had no exposure to, at least 90% of Americans. And that body of knowledge should give you a cutting edge advantage over other people who are running for office, other people who are competing for jobs, other people who are interested in marketing. When you understand what people of color have to go through to even just get up every morning and feel good about themselves, you're in a better position to do a whole lot in a country where there really is a changing demographic.
We need to engage in civil discourse about race and racism in this country. How does the context of race inform where we came from and where we are today? We can only understand this by studying the economic, social, and political context of the lived experience of African Americans in the past and in the present. Our history is multifaceted. Too often, we emphasize the horrors of slavery, segregation, racism, disenfranchisement, and inequality at the expense of recognizing the resilience, creativity, courage, charismatic leadership, collective resistance, strength, faith, and perseverance that is woven into the African American experience.